Good morning, students. Now let us enter into the last chapter of our syllabus, radioactivity. Radioactivity is a nuclear phenomenon. Nuclear phenomenon means a phenomena related to nucleus. So before entering into the topic, let us revise the important points regarding an atom. You know, an atom is made of three subatomic particles: protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons are of positive charge and electrons are of negative charge and neutrons are neutral. And among these three subatomic particles, protons and neutrons are located at the center of an atom, which we call as nucleus. Structure of an atom is similar to solar system. In solar system, sun is the center and the planets revolve around sun. Exactly in the similar manner, nucleus is the center of an atom which consists of protons and neutrons. And electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Since the nucleus contains protons and neutrons, the charge of nucleus is positive. Nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Among that, neutrons are neutral, protons are of positive charge. So the total charge of the nucleus is positive. But if you consider the whole atom, that atom is neutral, because in every atom the number of protons, positively charged protons, is same as the number of negatively charged electrons. And the magnitude of charge is equal for protons and electrons. Only the sign is opposite. So an atom is basically neutral. And electrons revolving in different orbits. Electrons which are far away from the nucleus, which are very weakly held by the nucleus, they are called free electrons. You know, electrons are attracted towards the nucleus because electrons are of negative charge, the nucleus is of positive charge. So there is some force of attraction between the nucleus and electrons. And electrons which are near to the nucleus are strongly attracted by the nucleus, and these electrons we call as bound electrons, in the sense that they are bind with the nucleus. And electrons in the faraway orbits are called free electrons. Then for every element, it has its own atomic number and mass number. Meaning of atomic number is, it is the number of protons in an atom. For an atom of an element, if you consider a single atom, in that atom how many protons are there, that number we call as atomic number, and its symbol is Z. Atomic number meaning is number of protons, or you can say it is the number of electrons, both are same. Another term is mass number. Mass number of an atom is the sum of number of protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons together we call as nucleons, since they exist inside the nucleus. So number of nucleons, that means number of protons plus neutrons, is known as mass number. Its symbol is A. A symbolizes mass number, Z symbolizes atomic number. Then symbol of an atom is written in this way. Here X symbolizes the element, name of the element or symbol of the element. What is written as a subscript, that is the atomic number, and the superscript is the mass number. This is the way of writing the symbol of an element. For example, C612. From this symbol, you get the information that the element is carbon because C is the symbol for carbon. Then here, as the subscript 6 is written, that means atomic number is 6, mass number is 12. Also, you will get the information about the number of protons, neutrons and electrons. Here in this atom, number of protons is 6, number of electrons is 6 because in every atom number of protons and electrons are same. Number of neutrons you will get when you subtract this atomic number from mass number. 12 minus 6. So number of neutrons is 6. So from this symbol you get several information. Which element it is, what is its atomic number, what is its mass number, how many protons, electrons and neutrons are there. Now you got an idea about the structure of atom. Now you have to learn the meaning of three terms: isotopes, isobars and isotones. Isotopes means they are the atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number. Atoms of same element. Same element means it is understood atomic number will be same for that atoms but mass number is different. These type of atoms are called isotopes. Examples are: hydrogen has 3 isotopes. Protium, deuterium and tritium are the 3 isotopes and their symbols are 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. These are the 3 isotopes of hydrogen. See, they have same atomic number but different mass number. Element is same. Symbol is H in all 3 places. So these type of atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number are called isotopes. In isotopes, how the number of protons, electrons and neutrons are. Let us see the same example. Let us see how many protons are there in these 3. Proton number is the atomic number. So, in all these 3, 1 proton is there. Electron number is also, in this one electron, here also 1 electron. Proton number and electron number are always same. The neutron number, how will you get neutron number? Mass number minus atomic number. It gives the number of neutrons. So here in this case, in protium, number of neutrons is 0, 1 minus 1, 0. In this case, number of neutrons 2 minus 1, 1. Here the number of neutrons 3 minus 1, 2. So an important point to remember, in isotopes, the number of protons and electrons are equal but neutron number is different. These type of atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number are called isotopes. Some more examples are there. Carbon has 3 isotopes. These are the 3 isotopes of carbon. Carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14 are 3 isotopes of carbon. Then chlorine has 2 isotopes, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. Then next is isobars. They are the atoms of different elements having different atomic number but same mass number. Just opposite of this case. In case of isotopes, they are the atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass number. Here, in case of isobars, they are the atoms of different elements having different atomic number but same mass number. One example is sodium with the atomic number 11 and mass number 23, and magnesium with atomic number 12 and mass number 23. Look at these two atoms. They are the atoms of different elements. They are by different atomic number but mass number is same. These type of atoms are called isobars. In your textbook definition for isotopes, you have to, in the beginning of the definition, you have to add atoms of same element. Definition in your book, page number 265, isotopes definition. In the beginning, add these words, atoms of same elements having same atomic number but different mass number. The definition of isobars, it is correctly given. Atoms of different elements having different atomic number but same mass number are called isobars. In case of isobars, how the proton, electron and neutron numbers are. Let us analyze this example. Proton number in this atom is 11, here it is 12. Proton number is different. Electron number same as proton number, so electron number is also different. What about neutron number? Neutron number is mass number minus atomic number. 23 minus 11, that is 12. Then here for magnesium, 23 minus 12, that is 11. That means all three are different. Proton number is different, electron number is different, and neutron number is different in case of isobars. Then next comes isotons. They are the atoms having different atomic number and different mass number, but neutron number will be same. Atoms which are having different atomic number and different mass number but neutron number is same, they are called isotons. Examples: sodium, look at these two atoms, their atomic number are different, mass number is also different. But if you study the proton, electron and neutron number, you will see the neutron number is same. Let us see the example. Here proton number 11, in this case 12. Electron also same as proton. Here neutron number 23 minus 11. Neutron number is 12. In this case 24 minus 12. 12. That means neutron number is same. These type of atoms are called isotons. So now you have got some idea about the nucleus and what are the different meaning of isotopes, isobars and isotons. Now let us enter into the topic radioactivity. This phenomenon, as I told earlier, it is a nuclear phenomenon, a phenomenon related with the nucleus. Certain nucleus of certain atoms are unstable. It is unstable because of the imbalance of protons and neutrons. You know, nucleus contains protons and neutrons. And some cases, in certain nucleus, there is some imbalance between the protons and neutrons. It is due to several reasons. Number can be a reason, and there are some different types of forces as well as energy existing inside the nucleus. Due to the imbalance of this, some nucleus are unstable, and this unstable nucleus attains stability by emitting some particles or some energy from the nucleus. And this emission of certain particles means either protons or neutrons or some energy, they will remove from the unstable nucleus in order to attain stability. This phenomenon is known as radioactivity. It is shown by certain very few elements like uranium, thorium, polonium, actinium. These are certain elements which show this phenomenon of radioactivity. And a scientist named as Henry Becquerel, he only invented this phenomenon of radioactivity. And some other scientists also performed some experiments to study the nature of these radiations. A scientist named as Rutherford, he conducted an experiment to study the nature of these radiations, and he analyzed or brought a conclusion that from the nucleus the radiations emitted are of three different types. And he gave the name for these three radiations as alpha, beta and gamma radiations. This is the nucleus of an atom. It contains protons and neutrons. And for highly unstable nucleus, from the nucleus some radiations will be emitted. It is emitted just for attaining stability. And these radiations are of three different types, and the names given were alpha, beta and gamma. And this is the symbol for it. Alpha, beta and gamma. These are the names given to these radiations. Alpha, beta, gamma are the first three alphabets of Greek language. Okay, and the names were given as alpha, beta and gamma. And this radioactivity is a spontaneous emission. It takes place all on a sudden. And when a radioactive nucleus emits these radiations, alpha and beta radiations cannot be emitted simultaneously. At same time, alpha and beta can't be emitted. And gamma radiations can be emitted together with alpha and beta radiations. And Rutherford also found out that these radiations can be deflected in electric field. For that he conducted an experiment. Some radioactive sample was taken, for example uranium. It was taken and in a vessel, and two oppositely charged plates were kept. Two plates which were of oppositely charged. One plate on the right side was given positive potential and the plate on the left side was given negative potential, and he kept some uranium sample in between the two plates. And he could observe that the radiations from this sample, three types of radiations were coming out. And these radiations which were bending means from this experiment he concluded that from this radioactive element three types of radiations are coming out, and these radiations which are bending towards the negatively charged plate, they are of positive charge. You know, opposite charges attract. Since they are of positive charge, these radiations are bending towards the negatively charged plate, and he gave the name for it as alpha radiations. And the radiations which bend towards the positively charged plate, they are of negative charge, and he gave the name for it as beta radiations. And some radiations were not deflected by the positively or negatively charged plate. That shows that they are neutral, and the name given to them are gamma radiations. So from this experiment, Rutherford concluded that Alpha radiations are of positive charge, beta radiations are of negative charge, and gamma radiations are neutral. Not only in electric field, in magnetic field also they can deflect. For example, instead of these two plates, you may keep two magnetic poles, north and south poles. One north and south pole together makes an magnetic field. One positively and negatively charged potential makes an electric field. So in electric field it deflects, in magnetic field also it deflects. For that you may keep one north pole on this side of the board and back side you can keep the south pole. Okay, here the north pole, back side south pole. So from north pole to south pole some magnetic field lines will pass. In that field if you keep this uranium sample you will get the same result. Towards the left side alpha particles will deviate and towards the right side beta, and which goes straight is gamma radiation. So this is the conclusion. Nuclear radiations, that is alpha, beta, gamma radiations, they can deflect, alpha and beta can deflect both in electric and magnetic field. Another point to remember is the angle of deflection is different. Beta radiation deflect through a large angle but alpha radiations deflect through a small angle. Its reason is the mass difference. This alpha particle, if you compare with the beta particles, they are heavier. Since alpha particles are heavier than beta, they deflect through a small angle, and beta particles are lighter particles, so they deflect through a large angle.